right, you're looking live at Generation to Generation Cowboys and Sports Talks. Welcome back, everybody. This is gonna be episode 7 for us. We had a good game, outstanding game, and I'm the host, Jules, aka DJ. I tell you what, and I have my dad, my co-host, Cowboy Joe, and we're gonna start today talking about the heck of a game that we had.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I think everybody really played well on both sides of the ball, and we're going to talk about some guys that play really well. So we're going to call this segment "Showed Up and Showed Out."
Yeah, so we're gonna so another thing, another change we're making is we're gonna have a segment that we're gonna do called "Showed Up and Showed Out," and the idea of the segment is we're gonna have a few players that actually showed up, and that means that they did good, and we're gonna have a couple of players that we think needs improvement, and they're gonna be the showed out. And when we say showed out, what that means is they showed their way out to the sideline. So we're gonna need them to get better, or they're gonna find themselves being replaced. So we're gonna have a couple of um, players that showed up, and we're gonna have some that showed out. And so, who's the first player that you wanted to highlight that showed up?
So we can start with CD, and he just came off his new contract signing, and I really thought they should put him on a pitch count, but he came out and had a really strong game. You can also tell CD, has put on some weight. You remember when he first came into the league, he was a real wiry receiver, just kind of skinny, but he looks. You can tell he's put on some weight, and he looks
Mhm.
really good. And he just had a really good game across the board, just catching the ball, play physical. So he was really. I thought he played really well.
Yeah, he has done that. He has like here goes CD right here, CD. You know, uh, he has gotten bigger. To me, it's like every year he's gotten bigger. Every year he's
Hmm.
gotten bigger, and then every year he's gotten better too. But he is so physical. That's one of the reasons why I put uh I put him over the Jefferson, because I feel like CD is way more physical than Jefferson. This is the big catch that CD made that was unbelievable.
Yeah, and what he showed was the run after catch. Now I like CD over Jefferson just because of that rack. When CD gets the ball in his hand, he's like a running back. He kind of, not as physical as Debo, but he has the same skill set that Debo Samuels had as far as running with the ball.
Uh-huh.
So what he can do is just add receivers that have that rack when they catch the ball. I was really impressed with, watching Green Bay and Philly the other night because their receivers, especially the Packers, they have some no-name receivers, but when they get the ball in their hands, I mean, they are game breakers. They look like running backs running with the football from a receiver standpoint. So that's what I really like about CD. So we'll see what he
Uh-huh.
looks like this week. I'm sure he's going to be sore, and but hopefully he's able to recover and bounce back because he had a terrific game. I wasn't expecting him to play that much and to play the way that he played, so that was like a pleasant surprise. Uh, Another showed up, Brandon Cooks. Now Brandon Cooks is a guy that I was a lot more higher on him than you were last year, but I just said that last year he had 8 touchdowns. He really could have had 12.
Uh-huh.
So I think he and Dak will be more in sync. And I would not be surprised if he has 10 or 12 touchdowns. He can absolutely do it. So,
Yeah.
but and he had some other catches too in the game. So he played really good.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely give Brandon Cooks a showed up. He and I have to agree with you. I think he can easily have sneaky 10 or 11 touchdowns this year. I think he can crack 1,000 yards as well, because he's just a mature. He's a veteran, and he's sneaky good. He's super fast. He got good hands, and he gives you 110%. Like on this play right here, look at this play. I mean, everybody didn't break down, but the play it worked to perfection, and it's really because of Brandon Cook. What Brandon Cooks did, if you pay attention to on this play, everybody else kind of could sense that the play was breaking down, or it looked like the play was breaking down for everyone else. But for Brandon Cooks, it's just like it looked to me, it looked like he knew, like he stayed eyes on the prize, and he knew that he was finna score on this touchdown. He got the play right here, and it's just like he looked different than everybody else on this play.
Well, and then Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL when it comes to, you know, uh, attacking the blitz. He's
Oh
very
yeah.
good against blitzes. So that was
He
just
is.
another, a good example where they were on the same page and just caught the Browns in the, in a blitz there, and they picked it up, and he was the hot read, and they nailed it.
Well, that's the thing about the blitz. On the blitz, I mean, in football, I mean, if you blitz, someone is going to be open.
Hmm.
The point of it is to actually you know sack the quarterback before they can hit that target. But yeah, that's absolutely what happened, and you know teams are going to be doing that going forward. So, do we have any? Who is our show? I'm gonna say my showed out on offense. I think my showed out would have to be. I would say it's Mike McCarthy and uh what's his name? Brian Schottenheimer?
You mean yeah, showed up?
No, I'm saying that they needed to play other running backs besides Zeke. I felt
Oh,
like they
okay. So you
gave
didn't
Zeke.
you didn't like some of the way they call the game. Okay, on the
Nah,
showed out. Okay.
yeah, that's the only thing I would say that I wanted to change, because I couldn't really think of anybody else that I could say showed out on the offense, because Tyler Guyton, we knew that was going to be a problem, but he absolutely was getting
He
worked.
showed up.
You
Now
think so?
Tyler Guyton showed up to me. When you look at the overall game, the way it panned out, I
Hmm.
mean, I thought he held up pretty well for a rookie. Now he had a lot of help, but yeah, to
Hmm.
your point on the showed out, there were a lot of people this morning commenting on the talk shows this morning, and on some of the content creators. They didn't like the way McCarthy handled the second half with the offensive play calls. And then I also, to your point, I don't really like the way he used the running backs. I think that Zeke needs to be the third down back. We did a video of him. I said he needs to play the Preston Pearson role to Tony Dorsett. Then Brian Broaddus this morning on his show on the Cowboys Break on Cowboys.com. Shout out to Broaddus. He said the exact same thing. He said he would like to see Zeke as a third down back. You don't need Zeke starting off drives on first and second down running dive plays. Now
Hmm.
McCarthy, I don't know what's going on with him with his running scheme. Well, year over year on first and second down, he's running that dive play, just right up the A gap, just and it gets nothing. You got to
Well,
have some kind of change up, some counters or something to where he can just free the running back. And he's doing the same thing with all of our backs. He's just giving them the ball on first and second down, running straight ahead, just basically just dive plays, and you're losing rhythm, you're wasting plays. So
mhm.
yeah,
See, like prime
yeah.
example, that play right there is the opposite of what you're talking about, what they should be doing.
Hmm.
What right there, on the outside. But then they turn around and, like you said, they'll run a
I
dive
can't see
play.
the play you're showing.
Oh, you can't.
Mm-mm. You don't have the video up.
Oh, okay. See. Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. Let's see. Uh, Dang. Let's see. Mhm. Okay.
It
Yeah, I was
was
looking at
over
it
to
the
the
whole.
right.
Yeah, I was looking at it the whole time, but I have it pulled up now. I got it. What about now?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, let me go back to that play. So what you were saying was, you were saying that they was running a whole bunch of dive plays, and then let me see if I can find it. So, anyways, they're running a whole bunch of dive plays, which I think will be better this year, because I think that Cooper Beebe and Guyton are gonna help our look at this. That's what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
The dive play straight up the middle. That just it's pointless. Now Guyton and BB, they're gonna help us out in the running game. They were opening up some holes yesterday. They were, but to your point, they was not working because it's just not a good play to run in today's NFL. You have to run misdirection, traps, all of that. Now, this play right here is the one I said. Now, this is what they should be doing. This is a run play, but it's a little hitch. And look how he
Yeah.
was able to get his
Yeah.
momentum going. He was able
Yeah.
to move. And then this
It's
is I put up this particular drive because at the end of this drive, it shows that what we want to see from Zeke, what you were just saying about the Preston Pearson role. Every time Dak throw a ball like that, I get upset. I don't like when he do that because we played the Patriots that one year. That's how he messed up his ankle or his calf or
kind
whatever.
of throwing across his body,
Yeah, he messed his
going
body up.
runway and throwing back the other way.
He messed up. He
Yeah.
did that. He was out for like 3 games after that.
But to your point on the types of running plays we need to run, when you run those stretch plays,
Mm-hmm.
our offensive line, they're athletic. They're very good at pulling. We got guys
Mm-hmm.
that can get out in space. They got good feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really opens things up for the running game.
Correct.
And that power, you want to run those power plays right up the middle on short yardage and goal line. And our guys can do that. And that's Zeke right there, right?
That's the kind of
That
plays
was a
that Zeke.
stretch play.
No, that was a screen.
Okay, yeah.
That's
That's
the
the
kind of plays that we want to see Zeke running.
that's the
And
Preston Pearson role right there.
yeah, and see, the deployment, the way he deploys these running backs by committee, it was not good. He got a Zeke out there, taking 70% of the snaps. That's not okay. See, like this play right here. Now, even though Zeke did a good job right here, me personally, I feel like if that would have been Deuce Vaughn that actually caught that ball, that would have been a touchdown because he's better in space than Zeke is, but he didn't deploy him. Now, this right here, this little series right here was good for Zeke because this is where you want to use Zeke. This is where Zeke should come on the field. You know. Uh,
Hmm.
Now, what was this? Well, what was this flag about? Was this holding?
I don't remember. I think we kicked the field goal right after that.
Let's see. Oh, it was on them. Had to
Oh,
be.
okay.
This is
This is the
what.
play where Zeke scored.
This is how you.
Th-
That's
Yeah,
how you use Zeke.
that's how it should be used. Now we still got a challenge with the other back. If you're using Zeke on third, primarily in that role we're talking about, do we have a number one guy? Uh, so that's the thing. And I said yesterday we were watching the game. 3 or 4 weeks from now, we might have to just go ahead and go and try to give Dalvin Cook a shot and see if he can
Hmm.
be that lead back.
Or we might have to just trade for someone, which they're not gonna do. But we might have to just. I mean, I have the opinion that any elite running back that you add to this team will make our team elite.
Hmm.
And if we would have drafted a running back this year or last year, when we took a draft off and they didn't draft anybody, basically, if they would have took a running back in that draft round 1 through 4, A Chain,
Yeah,
um,
they could have took A Chain instead of Schoon.
Zach Charbonnet,
Yeah,
um,
and then Zach Charbonnet is not starting, just FYI, but he played yesterday. Uh,
mhm.
Now Rico, I really like Rico. He's not a starting back. But if I had a choice, I would rather have Rico on first and second down than Zeke. If you gave me
Yeah.
the choice.
Most definitely. And I would just, me personally, I would just mix it up. Now I
Mm.
would have Rico on first and second down over Zeke all day, every day. But I would just literally deploy them to where nobody can expect or knows what's happening. They would
Yeah,
have all got 25%. And I would have got 25% between Zeke, Hunter Lupke, Deuce, and Rico. I would just split it up. I wouldn't have a package for uh, uh Rico and Hunter Lupke has a package where he got 3 plays. It's like I wouldn't do that.
yeah. And then they didn't. Hunter
You know,
Lupi didn't have any carries again yesterday. I keep telling you, McCarthy, for whatever reason, he doesn't just believe in giving Lupi carries. I don't get it.
well, what we're about to see right now is Lupke got showed up yesterday when Ferguson went out. They
Yeah.
started using Lukey as Ferguson's role for blocking, for catching those balls in the flats. Uh,
And we
eh,
got to
I,
talk about Ferg because he has that knee injury. They're saying 2 to 4 weeks, and then somebody came back today and said that he might even try to play Sunday. So, but this is a great opportunity for John Stevens to get healthy, and he
mhm,
can really, really make a case for being that number two receiver while Ferg is out if he misses any games. And John Stevens is struggling with a hamstring injury,
mhm.
hoping that he can get that turned around because this will be his time to really seize that number two role if
Yeah,
he can
that
get in there and play.
I was watching for him yesterday. This is it. This is the time for him to get up in there and make himself known because we know what Schoon gonna do. So this is
Mhm.
the time for John Stevens to get in there and make a name for himself. Even Brevin spanning forward, I don't think he ready, but he gonna get called up probably because they gonna have an extra spot.
And he
And
actually played. Brevin Span Ford did play. I need to pull up the inactives for the games. I never actually saw that.
yeah, and this is a good time to pivot toward the. So we did the star up, star down. This is a good time for us to pivot and do a star up, star down on defense. And I gotta. Can you see the highlights?
Yeah, I can still see him.
All right, so this is a defensive highlights. We're gonna pivot to our defense. Now, I don't have any star downs on defense, even Mozzie. Now, uh, they looked awesome. Now, but like I said, this is I want to knock on wood again. Now I'm gonna give some star ups. We got a number one star up, of course, is Micah. That's a given. But my other star up is Overshawn. I mean, Overshawn was just looking like he was looking so good, it was scary. He was
Yeah,
shot out of a
and
cannon. I
this is
mean, it was
just
just like,
it's a
wow.
commentary on what happened last year with our defense, and we were talking about the Cowboys uh, over the years with Rob Marinelli, Jason Garrett. They would just take a position and it wasn't important. And with Rob Marinelli, it was safety. He just had in his mind the safety position wasn't important, and he convinced Steven and Jerry because Steven and Jerry do let their coaches, make the call on a lot of these things. They had Rob Marinelli basically running a couple of drafts,
Yep.
uh,
They did
but
the same thing with Dan Quinn. The
yeah,
reason why we just totally ignored linebacker, and they
yeah.
thought that safeties and cornerbacks could play linebacker.
So they fixed the safety room. When they fix the safety room, Quinn comes in and goes, "Oh, okay, let's Steven and Will McClay, let's get together and we're gonna decide we don't really need linebackers. We don't really need top notch linebackers. Not no big deal. And so
Let's look at this linebacker play right here. We didn't have this last year. There wasn't anyone on our team that would have made this play last year. Not LVE, not nobody. Let's look at Kendricks. He's in a linebacker role. Let's just watch what he does on this play. Nobody would have did this on our team last year. Or it's the next play. Nobody would have done this. He read it. He hit the whole end of the conversation, and it's
yeah,
just
he and Overshawn, they were playing downhill. They were physical. They were playing with speed, with violence. I mean,
you see that.
yeah. Well, he just came downhill. That was a Sean Lee type play, and we have not seen that with Dallas for 4 years. Our linebackers were LVE and Clark. They were more or less containment players. They would kind of get up to you and grab you and swing you down. They really LVE couldn't get to the edge at all. No physicality. And then Clark, his protege, really just kind of played like him, just kind of, hey, I'm gonna just contain the play and
I
not
mean, like,
bringing no physicality. Yesterday, Overshawn, Kendricks, Louisville, man, they were bringing the heat. And what I've been saying, we play the 49ers, Fred Roberts and Greenlaw, they just come out, this physical play, and they set the tone for the team. What we're going to see this year is Kendricks and Overshawn. They're going to set the tone for our defense. And Leofy, when he get in there, even yesterday, we saw Clark come in there with some physicality. So this is
mm-hmm.
going to be just, we're going to see something that we haven't seen in Dallas since they drafted LVE, and it's sorely needed.
Yeah, you was right. I mean, I'm talking about. You said it. Even Clark came in there with physicality. And you know who else came in there with physicality? Jordan Lewis.
Yeah,
He was
Jordan Lewis
hitting.
had a Jordan Lewis had a terrific game. I mean, everyone I listened to this morning on the shows was talking about Jordan Lewis deservedly. So he had a great game. He's heady. He's always a smart player now. He
And he
always in the right
always, yeah,
spot,
he
but he
is, man.
played with some physicality. Donovan Wilson was physical too.
He almost knocked somebody out.
He had a knockout. He had a hit on their tight end. That was
It's it's right before the half, so this might
yeah.
be it right here. This might be that. No,
This was like
but
a punt, but yeah,
yeah,
he
Donovan Wilson, he laid the wood on somebody. It was just like,
yeah.
oh my goodness.
Our defense. I mean, I don't think there's anybody on our defense that didn't play a good game from what I saw. Now let's talk about Kalen
Mm.
Carson. Now
Oh
you gotta
man.
understand, this is a rookie playing his
Mm-hmm.
first game. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he had a couple of catches that he gave up, but everything was in front of him, and you
What
know,
I really, speaking about him, and this was a good play right here. They kept slipping off of him, but I mean, right here, he almost caught that. But
yeah. When I watched the replay, when you were watching it live,
mm-hmm.
when I watched the replay, it wasn't an easy catch.
No, it wasn't.
Uh,
Also, what I was going to say is,
Diggs had one like that too that he could have caught.
yep, but he redeemed himself because he caught one. But see,
Yeah.
my thing is, what I really liked about what I seen yesterday, um, from a defense was that they had the game won, uh, with play, but they had the game won mentally. Like
Hmm.
Zim out schemed Deshaun Watson. Like for instance, what I mean, like you mentioned Kalen Carson. Like Kalen Carson, the first play of the game, he was jumping passes. You see what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
like it's like he was jumping passes. He was there. He on that second play where he knocked the ball out of Mark Cooper's hand. It was almost a pass interference, but
It
he
was
was
close.
right
Yeah.
there. But what that tells me is that Zim told him where to be, and Al Harris had them in the right spot at the right time. He was undercutting a lot of those passes because they knew, hey, our pass rush is going to get there fast. So,
Well, what I like too about the way we played, and they say, by the way, Zim didn't even show his full package.
oh no, yeah, Michael
Uh,
said that.
but what I like about this game, when we play against Jalen Hurts, uh, they're going to be ready because Deshaun Watson has the same type of skills as far as getting out of the pocket and running. So
Look
that's
at
going
J-
to
look
bode
look at
well.
look at Jordan Lewis on this play. He right here. This is what I'm talking about when I say physical. He knew he wasn't going to catch that. He knew he wasn't going to make that tackle, but he just said, you know what? I'm going to run
Hmm.
full speed into this dude, and the buck stops here. Look at him.
Well, Jordan Lewis played well.
And then he got up and talking noise. Watch how he got up and started talking. Watch him. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the defense is the soul and the motor of this team. That, like he said, he gonna have to just do his part because the defense, they rocking and rolling.
And
Actually,
then we got to look at it too. Like the defense gonna have some rough games. We're gonna play some teams that are gonna hit us and move the ball and score. But what we got to realize about our defense this go around is that they're sound. It's
mm-hmm,
really a good. They're really put together from a scheme standpoint. They're gonna be consistent and they're gonna be able to get key stops during the game. So yesterday we had a complete shutdown game. It's not gonna be like that every week in the NFL. But what you do if you got a sound scheme,
mm-hmm,
then you can do what Kansas City does. Kansas City gives up plays too,
mm-hmm,
but their scheme is just sound. It's
mm-hmm,
gonna keep you in games, and then offensively, you're just coming in. If you're not hitting on all cylinders, at some point you will,
mm-hmm.
and that's the thing that's gonna be. Dan Quinn, his scheme just wasn't sound.
It wasn't. It was too much of a. It was too much of a 4-3-5, 2
Feast
3
of
4.
famine.
Yeah, it's just like but with this, it's more of like a. This is a traditional scheme that has good players playing their role, and it's almost like second nature. All of these
But it's
plays
it's
to
a
me.
traditional scheme with bells and whistles because Zim has been around. He's seen everything. He knows exactly what works. You got to remember too. When Zim was a coach here under Parcells, we were running a 4-3, and Parcells told Zim, "We're switching to the 3-4. You got just one off season to learn the 3-4." What did Zim do? He learned the 3-4 and came in and executed it well. So you're talking about one of the Yodas as far as defensive coordinators. Now, the guy at Kansas City, Steve Spagnuolo, he's mastering the game. He's been doing it for a long time. He's the coach that when the Patriots was 18-0, he's the one that beat them. But Zim is the same type of coordinator. You got to have that structure. You got to have that sound defense, and then you got to be able to confuse. So they had Deshaun Watson confused
Hmm.
yesterday.
They did.
Now we played the Saints. Now, what I like about yesterday, when we played the Saints, Carr, he's not mobile. So just think about what our pass rush is going to look like against them. He's not going to be able to move around like Watson did.
And then they running backs, they don't have no like they got Alvin Kamara. They
Yeah,
ain't gonna
he's
be.
long in the tooth. He's kind of, to me, Kamara is kind of like in the Zeke mode. Kamara, if he was on my team, he would be my third down back.
Hmm. He
No, no,
not gonna.
no doubt about it.
No, but this is one of those
And he's
setup
good around
games.
the goal line too.
Oh yeah, he is. He's shifty. This is one of those setup games, though. We got to be real careful, and we're gonna come back. See this game right here. This show right here. We reflecting on the Browns game, and we gonna analyze this tonight and tomorrow. We gonna analyze the Saints, and we gonna give y'all our breakdown on what needs to happen, what's gonna happen. You know, we've been pretty spot on about a lot of stuff. I don't want to toot my own horn, but we kind of figured this out. We knew Dak was gonna get signed. I think we said
Oh,
that.
and I knew that.
Uh, this
I
was the
knew
play
that
that we was talking
months
about.
ago.
We
Who was
did.
that?
This is the play what Donovan Wilson almost killed this guy. Uh Look at Donovan Wilson. Hmm. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, that was a big hit.
And that was a big hit. And see Donovan Wilson, he gonna be another one. He's gonna be between him and Overshawn, who gonna be the hardest hitters on this team.
Yeah, a lot of people were kind of concerned about Zim using Donovan Wilson. He's going to use him in the most effective way, where he can just be the playmaker as far as the hits,
Hmm.
big hits. He's not gonna put him in a whole lot of downfield situations. That's gonna be somebody else playing that role.
Hmm.
But he's gonna he's gonna use Donovan Wilson and just be real efficient with him. Now, Wanye didn't get a lot of snaps yesterday. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, Wanye didn't get a lot of snaps, but what's the name was playing very well. So it's kind of like Bell didn't
Yeah,
get a lot of snaps either. So it's kind of
yeah.
like,
And Hooker played good too.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, Hooker and Donovan are starting over Bell and Wanye.
But I still believe that Zim is going to use Bell, Wanye, and Izzy. Now Izzy held his own. He got beat on that deep pass by Cooper. But I
Yeah.
thought overall, I thought Izzy, the snaps that I saw him play, I thought he was effective.
Yeah, easy gonna be one of them guys that we have to
And that was Amari Cooper now. So
yeah, I'm about to
he just bit
say
he just bit on a
yeah, he almost failed.
yeah.
But that's Amari Cooper though. Like you said, I mean,
Hmm.
he he's a tactician. He one of the best route runners in the game, not even close. So,
Yeah. If
mhm.
Izzy had just kept backpedaling, he would have kept him in front of him, and he probably would have made that play. Because
Yep.
Amari Cooper is not that fast these days.
Mm-mm. Nope. But yeah, so Izzy don't get no start down. I mean, no show out for that. You know.
Yeah, it's very little. I can't really, honestly, watching this game, I can't tell you anybody that didn't play well. I mean, across the board, it was just one of those games. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
everybody played well. I mean, Guyton just, I thought he was solid. You're gonna get beat. You
Yeah.
playing against the defensive player of the year. And,
Hmm.
and by the way, Michael came out yesterday wanting to show everybody who the real
He's
defensive
real.
player of the year should
Hmm.
be.
I mean, the way that Zim was using Micah, it was it did. That's what every Cowboy fan have been wanting to see from day one with Micah.
Hmm.
That's what we've been wanting to see. We got the best of everything. Now
Now I
what?
will say this: just watching the game, my impression was of Micah. I would probably give him a few more breathers along the way.
Uh,
I probably would just kind of give him a few plays off where he's not on
uh,
the field, just just some because he looked kind of winded.
Well,
So
another thing also, and everybody is saying this, and this is kind of like a theme. You know how every year we have a theme, and it's kind of like, oh, they gotta, oh, finish the fight and all this kind of stuff. Finish the
mhm,
fight. That's the theme,
mhm.
and it's just like da 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 da
Oh,
da da. Da.
and before I lose my train of thought, we got to talk about Diggs too. But go ahead and finish what you were saying.
The overall theme, what's in the back of everybody's mind, what I'm seeing is a theme with this team, an unspoken theme, is they're trying to be good to go and ready to play at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Everybody's all that's all they talking about, and that's kind of like that's also kind of why, like, in my opinion, us not having a good second half just fit with the narrative that we had came out and did what we had to do. Now this is the NFL, so you cannot just be sitting around doing nothing in the second half, because a team will come back and team will, you got to put teams away. But you remember last year we put so many teams away so early. We would have our starters would be out in the third and fourth quarter. So
Hmm.
that's kind of their theme. It's kind of like everybody knows that we're gonna come out, we're gonna hit you in the mouth, we're gonna put you away, and then we're trying to rest so we
That's
can
the
get
play that
ready.
Ferg got hurt on right there.
Yeah, MCL sprain. That's not a good deal. And he did that by jumping up in the air like that.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
so
the thing. Well,
I
you
was gonna
now what
mention
was
Diggs
yeah.
came back
Oh
and
man, he
played
was
really
coming.
good. He played well. I thought he should be on
Uh
the pinch count. He played really good. And then we got to shout out our boy Turk. He got him one finally.
I'm
And
trying to find a turf. That's what I was
it
looking
it was
for.
a couple of players that could have been called for holding, but that's the NFL.
Yeah,
It
it's
would have
holding
been
on everybody.
yeah, but I was really excited for him. And he's another guy that the Cowboys need to just do the right thing. They the way they handled this dad contract was so uncalled for. He ended up getting everything that he wanted. This could have been done 5, 6 weeks ago. I can tell you right now. I talked about this on one of our early shows. Michael is gonna hold out. He's gonna unfollow the Cowboys. He's gonna be up in Pennsylvania with Jalen Hurts going to his camps and stuff, and he gonna just like I
Oh,
said,
look,
like he done with
look.
Dallas, and he's gonna be the highest paid defensive player in the league,
He gonna
and
be with
Jerry's
his
gonna
best
pay him.
friend in Houston. Uh,
Who was his best friend?
what's the quarterback name that they always put them together? They always do their
C.J.
thing.
Stroud.
You know how they be doing that. You know how him and CJ Stroud was on the show. Then after they was
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
show, they start doing camps together.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be with CJ Stroud. They gonna be talking about
Yeah,
he getting traded to Houston and D'Amico run.
yeah.
They gonna be doing all that.
Now the opposite of that is the Cowboys can just sign him early and get it out the way, but they just never do that. It's just like I
Well,
don't know what is going on with this.
we also got to point out too, because a lot of Cowboys fans don't understand this. Which you absolutely right, but we do have to put that 25% in there that these Cowboy players ain't signing either. They saying, you know, you can if the Cowboy want to, let's just say Michael, let's just say the Cowboy like Dak signed early. We need to give him credit for that, because Dak took a hometown discount, because if Dak, even though he got paid 60, if Dak wanted 65, he could have got 65. And if Dak
Mhm.
would have said, you know what, I'm not taking no deal until the end of the season, Dak would have got paid more. So Dak
Yep.
would have got paid more about anybody else, or Dak took the deal. Dak took the deal. And then also these players, they don't want to sign for no cheap contract either. They want to pay what they getting paid. So if the
Oh, they
Cowboys,
are part of the process.
they are. If the
Yeah.
Cowboys wanted to go to Michael tomorrow and say, hey, we'll pay you right now with the highest player in the NFL, Michael gonna say no, sir. Nah.
But the Cowboys, on the other hand, they should know Micah and his agent. they're not going to accept anything less. So they could just say, you know what, we're going to make this easy. We're going to go ahead and because Micah, he's either going to be well, we know he's going to be the highest paid defensive player in history of the league. I would argue he might be going for the highest paid player ever, even being paid more than quarterbacks.
And then see, they also these Cowboy players and these agents, they also factor in that the cap is going to go up.
Yeah.
So if they can statistically say cap is going to go up four
So Dak
percent,
got what did he get? 240,
60.
260.
No, yeah, 40, 60 a year.
So I could easily see Michael Parson getting the same deal this time next year,
Hmm.
and he's getting 260.
Yep. Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, what he does for your team, if he done right, is totally worth it. In my opinion, they always say.
and Micah is all about business. So Micah probably thinks in his mind right now, I'm the best player on this team. I'm better than that. So I want to be paid like I'm the best.
And he
He's probably
is.
saying to himself, he's the best player in the NFL.
And he can argue that. He
And
has the
Jerry's
right.
gonna and Jerry's gonna pay it.
Yeah. Micah Parsons, Dak, we really got a situation here because Dak is the face of the franchise, but Micah is too. Micah is the face of this
Oh yeah.
franchise.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
you can't. Dak
Well,
is the
it's
face,
it's
but
it's it's gonna be Micah, CD.
hmm
Uh, Diggs, he's not that far behind. And
mm-mm.
then Dak is too. You gotta give Dak his props, but Dak
Yeah,
is on
you
the
got
back
to.
nine of his career. But
Hmm.
but yeah,
But
Micah,
he's just a dog.
eh,
Dak is.
yeah.
You got to give it to
But
him.
heard it here first this offseason. I'm not going to even get off into the Cowboys should pay Micah content because they're going to pay him.
Yeah, it's not no
It's just a
question.
matter of when they do it. And the way they do things, they're going to do it right before the season starts.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is not going to be in camp. It's
Mm-mm.
not happening.
Nah, he almost he don't even be in. He really don't be wanting to be in camp now.
No, he don't.
So he ain't gonna be in camp. Ain't no question about that. I don't care if he signed or not. He ain't gonna be in camp. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. They be doing this on purpose. They have to have these ratings throughout the camp. Think about that. All of this was for
Yeah.
nothing. They signed CD and they could have
But
the numbers.
I'm gonna push back on you on that. I don't even really think they doing it for the ratings. They just have a process that they have. They just do not want to sign these guys and do it efficiently. Where it's just best for the team. They just have in their mind that it's not
Well,
important. I don't
I
think
you
they're
know
doing
what
it for the ratings.
I'll agree with you. I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. The Yeah, they're not doing it well. The way that they do it equals good big ratings.
It
Even
does.
though that even though they're doing is inefficient, the way that they do it, it equals big ratings because they could have done CD and that way before training camp. Nothing
And this
changed.
and this might actually embolden them to do it again because yesterday CD and Dak they balled out.
He
Well,
balled
Dak
out.
Dak was in camp the whole time, but
And then,
uh,
Dak was gonna ball out regardless.
yeah. So it look at the end of the day, they the players that they have, Kendricks, uh, some of the guys they brought in, Phillips was played big yesterday.
He was
Uh,
huge.
Phillips had a hit on Deshaun Watson that should have been a knockout punt. I mean, he hit he really almost knocked Deshaun Watson out of
I
the
felt
game.
I felt bad for him
Now
after
Dak
that
got hit like that too.
on the first play of the game.
Yeah, but yeah, Phillips now I didn't really notice Joseph because you're not gonna really notice the position that he plays. So were you watching Joseph?
I was. I've been watching him throughout these
So
highlights.
so he was just doing his thing. Yeah.
He looked like a detail. He looked like it looked like we got real defensive tackles, but it's really important
So
what you said.
what I was saying is, if you look at the players that we ended up signing, the team that we ended up putting together, if they had
Hmm.
just did this 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, or did it in free agency, they would have been getting some high marks for the player they brought in. Now, the only thing that they didn't cover is the running back. We
They always use something.
yeah, they gonna leave a door open. I was telling you that yesterday. They ain't gonna go 100%. They gonna leave this little area over here. You know, they did it as safety forever. Last year they did it at linebacker.
Hmm.
So, what if they smart this running back thing? They need to get this thing kind of resolved in the next week or so. I don't know when the trade deadline is. They don't need to wait. But I
Man, they
don't know
need
who
to
they
get that
would
done.
trade for either. Now, Dalvin Cooks, I would give him 4 weeks, and I would give him a look.
Well, the thing about that is, or what I was saying is, the thing about that is, you don't need Derrick Henry. You want Derrick Henry. You don't need Derrick Henry though. You don't need Saquon Barkley. You want Saquon Barkley.
Saquon would have been just that's the player that would put you over the top if they, and that's what Jared and Steven do.
You know,
They
like,
won't just go out and just make the moves you need to make to win it. You know, they
nah,
made
they gon'
the Charles Haley trade back in the day, put them
mhm.
over the top, and we talked about in one of our earlier.
Dion.
Well, I was going to mention Thomas Everett, the
Thomas
safety that
Edison.
they traded. They traded for Charles Haley and Everett was the one that really didn't get a lot of publicity, but he was just as important. But no, they could have very easily this offseason just went and got Saquon the same way the
Nah,
Eagles did.
man, it's just, I mean, it's just such a, such a, this a,
Or Derrick Henry.
oh
And
man,
then your team, the thing that's going to separate us from the 49ers and the Eagles, it could be the running back.
could be. And then, like I was saying,
We're going to
now, I'm a stat guy, right? So
yeah.
yesterday, Zeke averaged 4 yards a carry yesterday, and we everybody talking about the running back didn't look good at all, or they didn't. It's obvious what the hole is on this team, and that was 4 yards a carry yesterday. So
Zeke looked good in the passing game. He looked good in protection. And honestly, we got to start looking at McCarthy too and some of the play design.
man,
You got way too many dive plays in the game plan.
where is the misdirection? When you watch a Shanahan team play, you don't
Yeah.
the people that's recording the game, they don't even know who got the ball.
Yeah, their scheme is running guys open. And McCarthy, that's one of the things that in Kansas City, they do that.
And
Andy
they
Reid. So it's
Andy
like I
Reid.
don't
I don't
and
understand that.
McCarthy for some reason he hasn't been able to get that running game going with he's running the same offense they're running the West Coast offense. So
And then
I
help
don't
me help me understand this. How come last year McCarthy was doing that really that pitch that we seen earlier, where he was doing the pitch and
mhm.
then Tony Pollard would counter or whoever Rico would counter and they
Yeah,
would get 5 or 6 yards a pop. And then it just stopped.
yeah. I
How
don't know. That's
how
that's the one area that I can criticize McCarthy on. He just
how
hasn't been able to resolve this inefficiency in the running game. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap because this 49er and Jets game is coming on. So hope you guys like our video. We still trying to perfect our channel. We're gonna be doing some different things with it. Still working
right.
on. We're trying to get some more subscribers so we can start doing live content. And
We got our goal by Thanksgiving. By Thanksgiving, we want 1,000.
yeah. So, but appreciate you guys watching. Gen to Gen, Cowboys
And
and
sports
Sports
talk.
Talk, and we're gonna keep bringing it, and we're gonna try to do a video each night this week because we're in the heat of it right now, and
Yeah.
season started, and so we got a lot of things we can talk about. We can start looking at the Saints and kind of seeing how things are shaping up. See what guys came through the game healthy, and
hmm
then hopefully we can get a good report on John Stevens because this is his time. It's John Stevens' time now.
Shout out to Colin Simmons, number 11 for University of Texas. He had his first sack when they
Hmm.
played Michigan. And yeah, we're gonna do a video this week, a little short snippet video this week. I don't even call it a snippet. We're gonna do a video this week, and we're gonna talk about UT. Uh,
Yeah.
so shout out to Colin. He got his first sack, and I should have that replay. I'm gonna have the replay on our next video. But shout out to our little cousin, man.
Yep. Shout out to fam
Shout out to
number
fam.
11. UT. They went
That's
up there
right.
and
They dusted Michigan.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So I think the next big game is they play Georgia. When do they play Georgia? You gotta look at the schedule.
um
It's not this weekend, is it?
no, no, no. No. It's like in 2 or 3 weeks. It's like
Okay. Yeah.
that game should be the what is it called? Game day or the noon
Yeah,
kickoff?
it probably will be.
It should be. They
And
don't
that'll
even know
probably
it.
be 1 versus 2.
Yeah, yeah. You should. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it should be. Let's look at this. Let me look at their schedule real quick before we exit. They play Georgia. It's gonna be cold outside. They play Georgia
In October.
October 19th. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be
Oh well,
fall.
that's in Texas.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, that's perfect weather for us.
So
Yeah,
they
we
play
got
Utah next weekend. I mean UTSA next weekend. That's gonna be a blowout.
okay, yeah.
The next interesting game that they play is gonna be September 28th against Mississippi State. That's really not gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a blowout. We got OU October 12th.
Yeah, that's the
That's the big deal.
I don't even know what is OU rank.
Ain't 15. We gonna dust them.
Yeah, we finna start seeing Texas start dominating OU in the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, they gonna and they
They
not
really
gonna
should
give
have
it
beat them
back.
last year.
They should. Man, that was such a man. My feelings was hurt after that game.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be all over it, and then we're gonna be talking about boxing. You the boxing expert, and
Yeah, boxing is really slow right now. We ain't really got a lot going on. We got Canelo gonna fight here in a minute, and that's gonna be fun. But I mean,
so we can do a commentary after the next big fight.
yeah, we sure we,
Okay.
we, we definitely will. So yeah, we're gonna sign out, y'all. Thank y'all for like, comment, and subscribe, and share. Make sure
Mhm.
you subscribe. If you don't do anything else, make sure you subscribe and like so we can get our algorithm up. And y'all stay tuned, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
All right, peace.